Welcome aboard, everybody. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Happy Tuesday. It's Testimonial Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in to Fire Your MD Now. Remember, you can visit me 24/7 on the web, the World Wide Web, at fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com. And I have folks standing by to take your call and help you place orders at 855-347-3696. That's toll-free, 855-347-3696. Once more, 855-347-3696. And to call in live and talk to me on the radio show today or any day that we are here, Monday through Friday from 4 to 5 Central, it's 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. Now, you heard us last week, on Show Me the Money Friday, explain to you that the Longevity Company's revenues, monthly revenues in 1 year have gone from $1 million a month to $11 million a month. That's an 1,100% change in 12 months. Pretty good. You heard me at the, last week talk to Theo Ratliff of the Los Angeles Lakers, a 15-year veteran of the National Basketball Association. You know, multi-million-dollar contracts over the course of 15 years. Explained to us how, with the help of longevity, he was able to come back from injuries and lead the league for 3 years in a row in rebounds. And he owes it all to the nutritional support offered by longevity. You've heard us promote our business model here. You've heard me every day talk about the wonders, the unheralded secret wonders of clinically applied science-based medical nutrition. And now on Testimonial Tuesday, we're going to hear it from the horse's mouth from now on every Tuesday. Because I can talk a blue streak. You know, anybody with a good radio personality can talk a blue streak. But where the rubber hits the road is results. And results is why the Longevity Company is growing in leaps and bounds, because the therapeutics developed by Dr. Wallach and disseminated through the Longevity network of worldwide associates works. They work. They are the most, Dr. Wallach's health recovery methods are the most effective health recovery methods in medical nutrition I've ever seen, and I've been doing this clinically. I've been a licensed naturopath for 20-plus years, going on 22 years now. There's a reason why these therapeutics work, and it has to do with Dr. Wallach's research. But today, you're in luck, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to put your recliner back. I want you to put down the phone, unless, of course, you're listening to us on the phone. I want you to get ready for this testimonial, because it's going to make you laugh, and then it's going to make you cry, and then it's going to make you get angry. This is what you're about to hear, straight from the horse's mouth, what the Longevity family of nutritional supplements can do. We have with us, phoning in today, Irvin, all the way from the great state of Utah. Irvin, are you there?
Yes, I am, Doctor.
All right. Thanks so much for calling in, Irvin. Now, did I get it right? Do you live in Utah?
Yes, I live in Utah, right on the Arizona border.
Yeah,
St. George, Utah.
I thought you were close down south. St. George, it's a beautiful town, isn't it? I really love St. George. I think St. George is one of the best-kept secrets in the United States. What a great climate, great people. I've only been there once, but I had a fantastic time. How long have you lived down in St. George?
We've lived here now going on 18 years.
18 years. Yeah, I really love it down there. But enough about St. George. Give the listening audience, bring us up to speed with what your experience with your health and Dr. Wallach and longevity has been like.
Well, Dr. Glidden, the way I got on longevity was I had an arthritic knee, and the doctors told me that I was going to have a knee replacement probably in a couple of years. But my daughter and my wife were taking longevity products, and I told them, no, I'm going to take what my daughter and wife is taking, and I won't have to have a knee replacement. And they just laughed at me and patted me on the back and said, see you in a couple of years. Well, right then, that was in March of last year, about the end of March, I got on Dr. Wallach's protocol and began taking the Healthy Start Pack and the glucogel, and that's all I was taking. Then, through those, I got sight effects. Not
side effects. Side effects, okay.
Effects. And the side effects were I had an appointment with my optometrist, and I went to see him, which I do every year, because I had macular degeneration. I got macular degeneration back in 2002. And by 2009, I hadn't been able to read a thing. Now, whenever I went to him, I literally blew him away because I read 4 lines better on the eye chart. But he says, I can only give you 3 because you called an E, a F, or an F and E. And I thought, what's the difference? But he was totally shocked because normally my eyes were just maybe almost the same or always just a little bit worse.
Yeah.
And here I read 4 lines better.
Yeah.
And he took me in and he put the light in my eye, had a little girl sitting there, and he was giving her technical names with everything in my eye. And he would say, this is better, this is better, this is better, this is better, this is better. And finally, he just kept saying that, and then he stopped and he says, what in the world have you been doing? I honestly couldn't answer him because I did not know that Dr. Wallach's protocol was supposed to help the eyes. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because you were taking it for your knee. Isn't that interesting?
I was taking it for my knee, and here my eyes have got better.
Right.
Well, it didn't take very long until he asked me if I'd changed my diet, and I said, no, not really. I'm eating the same thing. He says, are you taking some vitamins or something? And I said, yes, I am. I just started taking this longevity. He says, I never heard of it. But he says, I've read where some vitamins will help people's eyes, but not for macular degeneration. Nothing helps that. And he was in total shock. He could not believe it. Well, 2 nights later, I'd never go to a meeting or anything, but I went to this meeting to give a testimony on what this product had done for my daughter. And the first question out of the box, some woman up front asked, will this help macular degeneration? And I said, it just blurted out of me, macular degeneration, that's what I have. So the woman that was running the meeting said, absolutely, it will. And another woman said, haven't you ever heard of the CD called Seeing is Believing with Dr. Pugh telling what it will do for macular degeneration, glaucoma, and all eye diseases? And I said, I've never heard of it. And the woman that was running the meeting says, I will give you, both of you, a Seeing is Believing after the meeting's over. Well, boy, I stuck that in my car the minute I took off, I'll tell you, and listened to it. And then guess who come to town?
Dr. Wallach.
No, Dr. Glidden.
Oh, that was me. I know that guy.
Yeah, and several people in the audience asked you what to do for macular degeneration before I could even open my mouth, and you told them and me exactly what to do. You told us to up our antioxidants to 100,000 a day, and we'd be seeing in 4 or 5 months. Well, you lied to me because I was seeing about 3.5 months, maybe 4 months.
I love my job.
And I wasn't only seeing, I was reading without glasses.
Yeah, it's really remarkable. Now, how many years had you been suffering with macular degeneration?
Well, I got it in 2002. When you came to town, I had it for 9 years because it was 2011 when you came to town.
A year later, how's your vision?
Perfect.
And whatever happened to your arthritic knees, by the way?
My arthritic knee has been gone now for about 4, 5, 6 months.
Well, where the heck did it go?
I just have.
So no more arthritis in your knee?
None whatsoever. I also had some arthritis in my hands. I was beginning to notice that my hands, if something was wrong, I must have arthritis. I don't have that anymore in my hands at all.
Fantastic. I mean, it's really great. Now, you have a daughter, yes, who was in an automobile accident?
Absolutely. Our daughter got in one of the worst automobile accidents in the world in July of 2010. And they pronounced her dead 2 or 3 times. She wasn't going to live, broke almost every bone in her body, crushed her bones. It crushed everything inside of her. In fact, they cut her open and left her open for about 4 or 5 days because they were afraid to sew her up because she could start bleeding again, and if she started bleeding again, she was dead.
Holy smokes.
Well, she had 9 operations, and every one of them they told us, this is still a very dangerous operation. She may not survive. The 9th operation, the doctor told us, this is a piece of cake. I do these all day long, every day. And he operated on her back. And he put a screw right through her spinal cord.
I hate it when that happens. Ouch.
Oh, the doctor came out almost in tears and showed us right on his cell phone what he had done. And he said, if she can't move her toes within an hour from now, she'll be a paraplegic. Well, in an hour, she could not move her toes. She couldn't move her toes the next day. She couldn't move her toes for 6 months until she got on Dr. Wallach's product. Then she began to move her toes. But she was told by 6 doctors that she would never get out of her wheelchair again. The rest of her life, she would never drive a car unless it's a paraplegic car, where she drove it hands only. And that's what she was told by all of them. And her therapist told her, you know, on a scale from 1 to 10, for you to ever get out of that wheelchair, your chances are 0.
And what happened to the wheelchair?
It was gone in about 4.5. You came here. She was in it. You met her. She was sitting in her wheelchair when you came. She had been on the product since 1st of February, and you came here the 16th of May. And she was already moving her feet, moving her toes, moving her body, and then she had already got out of horrible, horrible pain that she was in all the time, about the time you got here. And then you you told her some things you would take if you were in her condition. You added some things that you would take, and she began taking them. And I think... All
right, Irvin, hold on to that story. We're going to pick it up on the other side of the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your lucky day. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. It's Testimonial Tuesday, and if you're not in tears, you're not a human being. We're talking to Irvin from Utah. Let me just bring us all up to speed, do a little recap. Irvin, are you still with me?
Yes, I am.
All right, I'm going to do a little bit of a recap. Let me see if I got this right. So you were diagnosed with arthritis. You were diagnosed with macular degeneration. But both by MDs, and both of whom told you, the arthritis doctors told you that there was nothing that you could do for it, that it was just a matter of time until you needed knee replacement surgery. And the macular degeneration guy told you that macular degeneration was impossible to reverse. And you met Dr. Wallach. You started taking the Longevity family of nutritional supplements, and you changed your diet up. The macular degeneration disappeared. You got your vision back. The arthritis disappeared. You got your knees back. And your daughter was in a horrible automobile accident, had a number of surgeries, the last of which paralyzed her from the waist down because the surgeon made an oops and put a screw into her spinal cord. The surgeon told you she was going to be paralyzed from the waist down. She's never going to walk again. She was in a wheelchair. She started taking the Longevity nutritional supplements, and is she out of the wheelchair, in the wheelchair, or what's the story?
She's completely out of the wheelchair. After she got on Dr. Wallach's product, she was probably on them 4.5 to 5 months, and she was out of the wheelchair on the arm crutches. She was on arm crutches about the same length of time, maybe just a little less, and she's off the arm crutches, and she's on a cane. But around the house, she will walk without the cane as long as she knows she can reach out and grab a piece of furniture or a wall if she loses her balance.
Holy smokes. Man, Irvin, you got to love that this is... Okay, go ahead.
Not only that, Doctor, just about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks ago, my wife and I was here at home. She lives out in the Badlands of Nevada. And it's 100 miles, almost exactly 100 miles from her house to our house. And we looked up, and her little Toyota car that she owned the day she got in the wreck, she was actually in a pickup when she wrecked. And her little Toyota car was sitting in the driveway when that happened. Her little Toyota car pulled up in front of the house, It's a stick shift. And she got out of it and come walking up to the door. And,
that must
he's been driving ever since.
That must have been the happiest day in your life, Irvin.
It was. But when I saw her walking up the door, just like right now, I've got tears in my eyes just telling it, but tears just started running down my face whenever I saw her get out. My wife came flying out the door, caught her before she got halfway up the walkway, and I was right behind her, and it was just a fantastic moment to...
yeah. My heart goes out to you, Irvin. I mean, my heart goes out to you. This is just a remarkable story. It's a remarkable story. Now, rumor has it, you're not alone, right? Rumor has it that Dr. Wallach was just in St. George again, and before Dr. Wallach gave his health lecture, there were a number of people from the St. George area who got up on the stage one at a time to give their testimony about their relationship to their health with the longevity products and Dr. Wallach's science-based, clinically verified methods of health recovery through medical nutrition. About how many people do you figure gave a testimony last weekend?
There were 16 of them. But we asked at the end of it if there was anybody in the crowd that had got results from being on Dr. Wallach's protocol, and there was probably 30, 40, 50 of them that stood up that said they had got terrific results.
Man, it's just remarkable, isn't it? Did any of the surgeons, that were involved with your daughter's care have anything to say about her recovery?
She's just waiting to throw her cane down and walk in and say good morning or good afternoon to all of them.
Well, I want to be there on that day. Man, I would love to be on a fly on the wall on that day.
Too.
Irvin, you're doing a great job. Now, we have a minute left here. You're actively building a longevity business, of course. I mean, you'd be a knucklehead not to. How's that going for you?
It's going fantastic, and you're the greatest help in the world, Doc, because we use your CD, Healing is Easy, all the time, right along with Dr. Wallach, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And it's a builder, a great builder, and everybody out here just loves Dr. Glidden.
Well, if I seem tall to you, Irvin, it's because I'm standing on Dr. Wallach's shoulders, no kidding. And you better fasten your seatbelt, buddy, because there is a lot more to come. We've got more DVDs, more CDs in the works. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your lucky day. You've tuned in to Fire Your MD Now. Do not touch that dial. We'll be back. Wow. So now I know why they make Kleenex. Can you believe that? Now, what a remarkable story. Macular degeneration, arthritis, paralysis. I mean, come on, you got to be kidding me. Is there any other naturopathic physician in the world that gets results like this? No. Is there any other nutritional supplement company in the world that gets results like this? No. Is there any other place in the world you can go to get advice about how to support and promote the health of your blood sugar, support and promote the health of your spinal cord, support and promote the health of your joints for free? No, you can't. This is it. If you're not calling the studio right now, I don't know what planet you're on. I don't know what I'm going to have to do to snap you out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the best kept secret in the world. And by the way, I talked about it yesterday. With Irvin, did we treat his macular degeneration? No, because there's no such thing. Did we treat his arthritis? No, because there's no such thing. You can't bring me a box of arthritis. You can't bring me a box of macular degeneration. Did we treat his daughter's paralysis? No. We treated his daughter. We treated him, his body. We supported and promoted. We didn't even treat anything. All we did was give his body the nutrients that it needed to maintain its health. And guess what? It maintained its health. But before it did that, it recovered itself. This is as simple as falling off a potato truck, ladies and gentlemen. Healing is easy. It's not sophisticated and complicated. It doesn't demand 18 professional degrees and licensing by the state regulatory board that's overseen by the pharmaceutical companies. You got to be kidding me. Surgery needs that. You need education as a medical person if you're going to try to pull a bullet out of somebody's arm, but you heard it from the horse's mouth, and we've got thousands more. There are thousands more. The body has a built-in ability to fix itself. It wants to fix itself. But your MD does not know this. Your MD is an atheist. Now, I'm not going to get into religion here on this program. Maybe a little bit. All right, let's get into it. The difference between MD medicine and ND medicine, between MD reductionistic medicine and ND holistic medicine, is this. MDs do not believe in God, period. They do not believe that the body is inhabited by a soul. They do not believe that the body has wisdom. They do not believe that the body has an intelligent, built-in ability to fix itself. Naturopaths do. Since the MDs have never dissected the soul out of a corpse, therefore they say it doesn't exist. Which is crazy because there's a lot of MDs that are deeply religious people. But, being a religious person and an MD is like being a communist while you're at work and a Democrat when you're at home. It's like that. It's a total hypocrisy. 100% total hypocrisy. Now, I don't even care if you believe in God. Well, I do actually care if you believe in God. I think you're a knucklehead if you don't believe in God. And, we could have a long conversation like that, and at the end of the conversation, your head would have spun off of your shoulders because I know of which I talk. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm not going to confuse religion with the existence of God. Religion is a man-made thing. It's completely different from the existence of God. That's why there are so many different disparate religions. But here's the deal. The soul exists. The soul existed before the body was born, and the soul exists per se after the body dies. When the soul enters the body, enters the human dimension, the body starts to develop. It is the soul force, the soul intelligence, which directs the cells of the body to multiply and divide and to transform you from a single-celled organism into a human being. And then when you die, the soul leaves the body. You can watch the light just leave. It is the soul force that animates and keeps the body together. It is the soul force that directs all of the myriad, intricate trillions of biological, biochemical reactions that are happening in the body every second of every day. And that built-in soul force contains with it two things, an intelligence and a vital force. The intelligence directs everything, and the vital force maintains everything. It's like the electricity in the computer. It's like the electricity in the program, right? So all that we need to do to help people recover their health is give the body the raw materials that it needs to fix itself and get the hell out of the way. Your body is hungry to fix itself, but it can't do it. If I'm building a house, I've got the blueprints, I've got the carpenters, I've got the permits, I've got the lumber, I've got the nail guns, and it's a beautiful day. If I don't have any nails, I can't build anything. Doesn't matter, you need the nails. Your body needs 90 essential nutrients, 90. That's why the Longevity Company calls its health recovery program 90 for life. Because it is impossible to secure all 90 essential nutrients, all of the nutrients that your body needs to maintain its health from food. You cannot do it. So guess what happens? You run out of stuff. You run out of nails and you stop building stuff. Your body stops repairing itself. Things start to break down, not because you have a bad gene, not because you're getting older, not because you have a voodoo curse, because you went to the wrong doctor. Because your doctor doesn't know anything about this. The only reason your body breaks down most of the time is because it's run out of the stuff it needs to maintain its integrity. And guess what? You put that stuff back, the body fixes itself. Why? Because it can. And this is supposed to be some remarkable breakthrough, right? This is the world's best-kept medical secret. Why the heck is that? And I'll tell you why it's that way. Because for the last 100 years in the United States, you have been brainwashed to believe that the only thing that can help your body maintain its health or deal with an illness is a pharmaceutical drug. And it's nuts. It's exactly wrong. It can't do it. It is impossible for drugs to help you recover your health. They can manage the illness. They can manage the pain, manage the blood pressure, manage the heartburn, until things get so bad they got to cut out your knees, cut out your stomach, and you go blind. Thank God Irvin heard us. Thank God he came to one of Dr. Wallach's lectures. And by the way, how did he find out about that? Because one of our associates opened their mouth. One of our associates took a chance. One of our associates strapped on their courage that morning, went out into public and said, I testify. This is my experience. Come and check it out. You don't know what you're missing. You know how hard it is to do this, folks? When I was listening to Irvin a few minutes ago, I remembered why I do what I do, because it is not easy. It is not easy being the low man on the totem pole. It is not easy having people talk about you behind their back in derogatory terms. It is not easy to be misunderstood. It is not easy to be outlawed. It is not easy to be fearful that, somebody's going to come and lock you up just for doing what you've been trained to do and can legally do in other states. You know why naturopathic doctors get out of bed in the morning? Because we give a damn. We care. We know what the Hippocratic Oath means, and we're the only ones that do. You want to get your health back? Do not go to your MD. Fire them. You have to fire them. Stop using their services. Because not only do they not work, but for goodness sake, they're the leading cause of death in the United States, and yet you give 30% of your paycheck every week to insurance companies to gain access to their piss-poor therapeutics. What would have happened to Irvin had he not heard about us? He'd be blind, and he'd have a bad knee, and his daughter would be paralyzed from the waist down. That's a great life. Now you know why we do what we do. Because what we do produces remarkable results. Why? Because we're some geniuses? No. Because our therapeutics are 100% in alignment with God and nature. And that's like never fail fudge. That's like never fail fudge. That can't not work. If I had a little tomato plant and the poor little thing was on its last legs because I'd neglected it, I'd forgotten to water it, I'd forgotten to put fertilizer, I just neglected the poor thing. I forgot I even had it. And I'm walking by in my, outside, and I see my little tomato plant, scraggly little thing. Oh, my God, I forgot all about it. So I pull it into the light. I give it good fertilizer, good soil, good water. You're probably going to bounce back, right? Right. It's only a matter of time. Well, it's the same with the human body. Give the human body what it needs. Stop eating food that's gumming up the works. Get the heck out of the way. And 9 times out of 10, your body will fix itself. And remember, we're not treating a darn thing. All we're doing is providing therapeutics that are science-based and clinically verified, safe and effective, delivered by licensed physicians, trained physicians in holistic nutrition. Therapeutics that support and promote the healing properties inherent, built into your body. And, that's a good bet, folks. Now, if you want specific information about specific things to do, if this type of, mindset interests you and intrigues you and strikes a chord with you, well, you can dial in a subscription to my health webinars. We have 3 health webinars every month, and they're live. And they happen Wednesday nights. Tomorrow night, it's about Lyme disease. And the webinars, the health webinars that we do, are archived in a library. So once you have a subscription to my webinars, you can go into the archives and look and see all the other ones that we've recorded. You can watch my stuff 24/7, and I want you to, because knowledge is power. There's somebody in your community right now who's suffering needlessly. There are thousands of people in your community right now who are suffering needlessly. You say you don't care about the money and you don't want to make extra money. I'm okay with that. You don't have to. But there's people in your family that are dying. There's people in your community that need your help. Strap on your courage. Open your mouth. Take a chance. Join us. Join our little band of merry men and merry women. And help us eradicate illness, because the MDs can't. They're lost. It's a lost cause. They are lost souls, and they're dangerous lost souls. If you're waiting for the MD community to come up with, the cure for cancer, it ain't going to happen. It's never going to happen because, remember, there's no such thing. We talked about that yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, please visit fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com. Check out the books, check out the CDs, check out the webinars, because what you don't know when it comes to health and healing will kill you or will heal you. And like Will Rogers said, the corollary to that is it ain't what you don't know that'll hurt you. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. Right? This is what we're up against here, ladies and gentlemen. And give us a call on this radio station, 866-582-9933. I'd love to talk to you today, give you some advice about how you yourself can recover your health, rise to the challenge. That's 866-582-9933. And if you would like help processing an order right now, give my office a call. It's 855-347-3696. 855-347-3696. That's toll free, 855-347-3696. We're going to take a short break here, and then we're going to come back, and I hope you give me a call. And tomorrow, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do tomorrow on the other side of the break. It's Product Wednesday. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm Dr. Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and in keeping with Testimonial Tuesday, we have Bill calling in from Mississippi. Hello, Bill.
Hi, Doctor. I have been on the products for about 12 years, and I own the station that the program is on right now. And I put Dr. Wallach on about 12 years ago. I immediately got on the products, and so many things have happened in the last 10 years, it would be impossible to fill in everything, but I had a diverticulitis so bad they wanted to do surgery, and I got all the products and turned it all around, and now I'm as clean as a pin, and several other things similar to that with me personally. But the one that I want to call on today specifically was a skin cancer that I had on my face that showed up about a little over 2 years ago. And I went in to see a plastic surgeon. I couldn't get into a dermatologist, but I was put on a list. And I went in immediately to see this plastic surgeon because it kept getting worse over the past few months before that. And he said, well, I'm not a dermatologist, but I can tell you that's one of the 3 cancers, and I think that's the bad one. At any rate, I was set up for a biopsy in 2 weeks after that. And this was a couple of years ago, but I couldn't wait. So I just had the idea myself to take the selenium capsule, which has, as you know, many things in addition to selenium. And I broke it open, and with the purple powder, added a few drops of water, started smearing that on this cancer spot on the side of my face.
Yeah. And
it was a very large welt. And within 3 or 4 days, that thing was almost gone. Within a week, it was totally gone. And 2 weeks later, I didn't even have a red spot. And I never had the biopsy. Anyway, and I have told Dr. Wallach about that, and he says he wants to know more. But, of course, he wanted me to have the biopsy so we had proof on it, but at the time I couldn't afford it. And so, anyway, that's my latest story about myself.
And you've been doing this for 12 years. Now, how did you hear about us in the first place?
Oh, well, this goes back to I contacted MZ. I got an email. Well, actually, I got a fax from JR down in Florida. And anyway, I responded. I was the only one of about 300 stations that he had faxed to. And immediately I started running Dead Doctors. And so we got on, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, 12 years ago with the original American Longevity products.
Yeah.
And of course, I've been highly motivated ever since. But I can feel the frustration that everyone has when you're preaching to the world and nobody's listening. And so, but it's been that way, and I will not give up because I know we're right.
Right.
Yes, sir.
How's the business going for you?
Well, it's very slow because we're fighting the system, but we have a group now. It's growing larger, and now the FDI people have added into it, and we're working with them, and so I think we're going to do something.
Okay, good. The key to growing a business, a good business here on the health side of things, is a method of enrollment that's simple to do and simple to teach. And the method of enrollment that is working for my group and that I've seen work across the country, this was developed by the TNT boys in Utah, is to get your distributors copies of Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and copies of a CD, and copies of a CD that I recorded called Healing is Easy. And when you find people that are up against a health issue, and for goodness sake, right, everybody and their brother's up against a health issue, all that you do, you just memorize this. Teach a parrot to say it, okay? All that you do is you walk up to the person and say, listen, I know a doctor that says you don't have to suffer with that. If I lend you this CD, will you listen to it? That's all you do. Short and sweet and to the point. And that's a yes or no question. And then if the answer is yes, you lend them the CD and schedule a time to pick it up. Then you pick it up, and most people that listen to Dead Doctors Don't Lie, they're going to love it, and they're going to want to know more. And so when you pick it up, and if they're interested, then you give them the Healing is Easy CD and invite them to a longevity event. Now, you could have live events down there, or there are events that are happening all the time. We've got webinars, we've got telephone consultations, we have all this stuff that's going on all the time. So when you dial in a simple enrollment for your group, it's simple to do, simple to teach, it generates results, and baby, you are going to go through the roof. Bill, you're an inspiration. Thanks so much for the call. Thanks for sticking with us for 12 years. Ladies and gentlemen, it reduces breast cancer by 82%, prostate by 69%, colon by 64%, and lung by 39%. If you want to know what it is, tune in tomorrow on Product Wednesday. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. See you then.